Hey guys, Coach here. Welcome to this week's video. Hey, I'm undertaking a project this week that is long overdue. And some of you, which I have seen on various YouTube channels, I have seen in our comments, you have trouble with driveway erosion. And I am not a stranger to that. We have kind of a steep driveway. It's graveled in 3/8 minus stone dust, which I absolutely love as a driveway product. It's easily rakeable, easily spreadable, and in our area, easily attainable. But because of the amount of slope that we have here at Brook and Pond that goes from our house down to the driveway, down to the creek, and then back up to the roadway, we on occasion get some heavy rains. And with that, we get some rutting and some washout, which I have corrected here in spring and summer of 26. I've had to go back down and bucket drag probably 4 times this year. I think that's about right, 4 times. So this past Sunday, in the heat of the summer, I decided to go get some perforated PVC drain line. I had 20 feet that I recycled from a project way back when in the backyard, and I went and got 20 more feet plus a sediment sock plus an 1.5 inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe. And so this project that I did serves twofold. Number one, it's an erosion control with a French drain in the driveway and a catch basin on one side. And then the other PVC drain line is nothing more than a sleeve. Even though it will probably capture some water, it's mainly for a sleeve. And the sleeve is for that PVC pipe and also for lighting cable for another project coming up. Something to go from one side of the driveway to another. So this was not the most fun job, but in the middle of July, we had a 64-degree day. Some of you are going to say, yeah, screw you, Coach. 64 was our low. Yeah, I know. I hail from part of the country that was very familiar with the 90s, the high 90s, the low 100s. A 64-degree day, if I was going to do it, that's the day to do it. Plus, we had a little bit of rain the day before, so the ground had a little moisture in it. And I knew full well what I was going to get into once I got through the stone dust driveway. I was going to get into some shaly driveway base rock type of stuff. And on one side of the driveway, where the basin ended up going, it was a piece of cake. On the other side, yeah, we got into some more of the driveway shale and also some roots from the trees and stuff, but it worked out really well. Now, one of the things I really paid close attention to here was grade and slope. I was already working on probably a 9-degree, 10-degree slope of the driveway, so I had to start up kind of high and finish kind of low, going across the driveway. So I started about 8 to 9 inches deep on the catch basin side, and I'm over 12 inches deep on the outlet side. So I had literally a full bubble of slope all the way across. This trench turned out to be right around 12 inches wide. I wanted plenty of room for 1-inch gravel that I was going to backfill, which I found out I did not have enough. 1-inch gravel around it, and then put the 2 PVC pipes in parallel with each other, and then slope them off, and then slowly backfill until they were bedded in, and then put the rest of my 1-inch stuff in there. And once I had that done, I put a 2-inch topper, 3-inch in some places of the stone dust again. I hollowed out the area over on one side of the driveway and filled that in with some leftover 3x5 stone. And then I swaled out one side of the driveway where the water always collects and comes shooting down the driveway during a heavy storm, I kind of swaled it out just with some stone dust and digging it out. And you know what? After all said and done, except for the larger stones at each side of the driveway, you couldn't even tell I was there. Wheel rolled it, compacted it, hand shoveled, tamped it, did everything that I could to compress it down in there, and then waited for the rain. And Mother Nature cooperated. 2 nights ago, we had an inch of rain. It was coming down pretty good for about 3 hours. And sure enough, I went out the following morning and looked at where the water collected, looked at my downspout drainage outlets, especially on the driveway where it comes flying out and literally floods the edge of the driveway and the planting bed and then makes its way down here. It worked out really, really well. I came out, no driveway wash, nothing. 1 inch of rain overnight would generally get this stone dust starting to rut out a little bit, and I would have had to do the bucket job again. You know something? It was about 4+ hours of work, a lot of sweat equity, and it was in and it was done. And now I did have a day of recovery following that because I was kind of sore, but that's just to be expected. So now I'm prepared, and I think the way this went in pretty easy, I may do another one further down. But right now, the worst of the worst part of my driveway, no ruts, nothing, and very, very happy with that. So if you have something like this, remember some key points and some key takeaways if you do it yourself. Number 1, angle. Make sure that it goes across the driveway at an angle, and then slope. You want at least 1/4 inch per foot. I think I probably had close to about 1/3 of an inch per foot, and it worked out really well. Make sure that you have something on one side. If you have a ditch, you're already home free. If you don't have a ditch, you have to create a place where the water can go, and you know it goes naturally, and then your driveway crowning so that the water pitches off to one side or the other. In my case, it was all about grade and slope. And then again, this was a 2-purpose type of project, and I'll be ending up putting in some supplemental irrigation and some low voltage lighting later on. And I wanted a place where I could put the wire and the pipe through where it's going to be protected. And that second perforated pipe, it'll catch a little bit of water, but you know, not that much. The geotextile sediment sleeve on the main pipe, that's going to be my catch. And it should serve well for many, many years. And if I had to, I could come back and replace the stone dust with more 1-inch stone, and it would even catch even more. But right now, it obviously percolated through that stone dust really quick, and no running, no ruts, etc. It is something that a DIYer can do. Yes, I had to use a jackhammer, but that was more for ease and efficiency and speed. I probably could have done it by hand, but if you got the tool, got the tool. Now, if you have a friend or a family member that has like a little mini excavator or something, or if you have a trencher capable, either renting it or on a skid steer or something, it would have sped this up even more. It would have been 20 minutes or less opening up this driveway. I don't have access to that. And the people that are in this area, they kind of charge quite a bit, you know, to come out because they know they have you over a barrel. So I just did it myself, and Maestro helped me. She did great on the tractor. The spoils from the trench went over on the other side of the pond where we're going to put a little level trail on the hillside there, and we filled in one of the holes in the future garden area as well. So know what you're going to do with everything you take out. And before you start the project, know where your sources are, know where you can get it, how you can get it to your house, and then plan out your work beforehand. Have your materials there, have your piping there, sediment socks, whatever you need, have your gravel on hand, have a helping hand or two if you can, and then, hey, make it a morning project. I think we started somewhere around, I don't know, the 11 o'clock hour, and we were done before 3 or right around 3, something like that. And that's because I'm getting old. You know, 12, 15 years ago, I probably could have knocked off a whole hour worth of installation time. But it's in, it's done. No strains, no breaks, no cuts, no injuries. Everything went okay. So if you have any questions on a small project like this and any other landscape project, drop it in the comments below, or you can always email me, youryardcoach@gmail.com. I'll be happy to get back with you, and we can work on whatever it takes to conquer your project conundrum that you may have. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Hope I could get a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, because there's a heck of a lot of good educational stuff on this channel. And I will catch you the next time. As always, to your landscape success. Bye for now.